Hey everyone, welcome back to Delphi Weekly. I'm your host, and it is Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. We've got a packed show today, 9 stories from across the Delphi community covering everything from compliance and encryption to conferences, threading libraries, and a surprisingly philosophical joke about AI memory. Let's dive right in. First up, Hagot Panosian posted a really meaty article on the Embarcadero blog yesterday about building compliance-ready applications with Delphi. And I want to stress, this isn't just about ticking boxes on an audit checklist. Hagot makes a compelling case that compliance is really about how your software is built, maintained, and governed over its entire lifecycle. He ties this directly to regulations like the Digital Operational Resilience Act and the Cyber Resilience Act, which are increasingly shaping how enterprise buyers evaluate software. The key insight here is that Delphi's native binaries and its explicit application structure and its relatively minimal dependency chain actually give you a real advantage in regulated environments. Fewer moving parts means fewer unknowns during an audit. If you're shipping software into healthcare, finance, government, or really any regulated industry, this article is worth your time. It reframes Delphi's strengths not just as productivity features, but as genuine governance benefits. Speaking of security, let's talk encryption. Thomas Mueller, known as Dumbzeuch in the community, has updated TxtCipher to support AES 256 GCM. Now, TxtCipher started life as a simple web-based tool for encrypting short text snippets, and it was byte-compatible with the old crypt tool using RC4. RC4 is still there for backward compatibility, but the new AES mode is a proper modern setup. Authenticated encryption, freebie KDF2 key derivation with 100,000 iterations, random IVs per message, and no password length limit. What I love about this is that it's still a single self-contained HTML file with 0 external dependencies. It just uses the browser's native web crypto API. It's a really elegant little tool, and it shows you don't need a massive framework to do cryptography right. Now, sticking with the security and infrastructure theme, there's a new version of TaurusTLS available on Getit. Version 1.0.5.43. For those who don't know, TaurusTLS provides OpenSSL 3.x and now 4.x support for Indy. If you're using Indy for any kind of network communication, and let's be honest, a huge number of Delphi apps do, keeping your TLS layer current is absolutely critical. This is a grab it now kind of update. It's available right through the IDE for Delphi 13, no subscription required, all right. Let's shift gears to something that got me really excited. Primož Gabrielčič, Gabra42, the Delphi geek himself, posted a teaser for OmniThreadLibrary-NG, and the results table he shared is just beautiful. 322 tests passing across Win32, Win64, Linux 64, and Android, 0 failures, plus all stress tests passing on every platform too. The cross-platform story here is significant. OmniThreadLibrary has been a cornerstone of Delphi multi-threading for years. Seeing it run clean on Linux and Android alongside your Windows tells you this next generation is being built with modern deployment targets in mind. I can't wait to see the full release. Now, if you're looking to level up your skills in person, there are 2 great events to know about. First, Hagot Panosian announced that the International Pascal Congress 2026 is happening June 22nd through 26th in Salamanca, Spain. Speaker lineup is stellar: Marco Cantu, Arnaud Bouchez, Bertrand Meyer, Olaf Monian, Marcus Hum, and more. The courses alone are worth the trip. Database design with FireDAC, modern web apps with Delphi, cryptography with the DEC library, service-oriented architecture with Mormont, and even HMI SCADA development. If your company is looking to invest in developer training, this is a rare opportunity to get world-class instruction from the people who literally build these tools. And then closer to home, well, closer if you're in the Netherlands. Danny Wind reminds us that the TMS Training Days are happening right now, today and tomorrow actually, April 23rd and 24th, in Rotterdam. Antonio Zapata is there, previewing what's coming in Delphi 13.1, for there's a session on Docker, one ongoing from Delphi to TypeScript, and a panel on AI in Delphi applications. Danny himself is presenting on how large language models actually work internally, which he says is essential knowledge for successfully deploying AI in your workflow. If you're there, say hi for me. Speaking of TMS, they've put out a great recap post covering SmartSetup versions 3.0 through 3.3. As apparently, They've been shipping features faster than they can blog about them. The headline feature is versioning. You can now install older versions of TMS components and community server packages just by right-clicking in the GUI. And because SmartSetup was designed for this from the start, it works retroactively across every version ever published. They've also added snapshots, which work like lock files in other package managers, version pinning so components don't update out from under you, Windows on ARM support, and, this is a big one, SBOM generation. That's software bill of materials in Cyclone DX format, which ties right back to that compliance conversation we started with. If you're managing component dependencies across teams and projects, SmartSetup is becoming genuinely indispensable. Next, Dummzeug, Thomas Mueller again, the man's been busy, released GExperts 1.3.28. The standout feature is a new vertical tabs panel for the editor, which gives you a dockable list of open files. If you're someone who works with dozens of files open at once, this is going to be a game changer. There's also syntax highlighted context preview in grep results now, using SynEdit with IDE colors, which is a really nice quality of life improvement, plus a bunch of solid bug fixes, including one for nested generics in the code formatter that I'm sure has bitten a few of you. TxtCipher continues to be one of those tools that just makes the IDE better in ways you didn't know you needed. And finally, for something completely different, Thomas also posted a delightful little piece called The Joke I Told and Then Forgot, which is actually a blog post written by an AI about a joke it allegedly told a user but can't remember because its context window closed. It's genuinely funny. He calls it Schrodinger's punchline. It's a light read, it'll make you smile. And honestly, as we all increasingly work with AI tools in our development workflows, it's a nice reminder of their fundamental limitations. The joke exists only in the memory of its audience and can never be verified. I love it. And that's our show for this week, folks. 9 stories, and every one of them worth a deeper look. I've got links to all of these articles in the show notes, so please check them out, support these authors, and get involved in the community. If you're headed to Salamanca in June, or you're at TMS Training Days right now in Rotterdam, have an amazing time. Until next week, keep coding, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next Delphi Weekly. Take care.